我最近一直在忙找工作和找实习的事情。
I've been busy job hunting and looking for internships lately. While browsing job listings on platforms like Bosch.Pin, I noticed that the job requirements are becoming increasingly niche. Some listings even specifically state that they only want candidates with a judging personality type. Does that mean those of us with a perceiving personality type are doomed? Finding a job is incredibly difficult. No one wants to hire me. I'm a graduate from an ordinary university, a woman, and a humanities major. In the job market, it's as if I've been handed a death sentence. It feels like all my years of hard work have been meaningless. Chinese university students endure 3 more years of rigorous study to obtain their master's degrees, only to find that they still can't secure jobs. It seems even harder than it was for bachelor's graduates. This raises the question, isn't a degree supposed to be a stepping stone? Why is it still so hard to find a job after earning a master's degree?
我觉得这2年就业真的是一个地狱难度。
Over the past 2 years, finding a job has been incredibly difficult. Yesterday, I attended our school's job fair, and even though I'm still studying, I saw many people struggling to find employment. It's not just humanities and social sciences. Even companies hiring in those fields were few, much fewer than for STEM. Despite Peking University's top reputation in these areas, there were hardly any companies recruiting. In STEM fields, only majors like computer science seem to secure jobs. Many other fields require at least a master's degree for decent paying positions at well-known companies. Even a bachelor's degree from Peking University might not be enough. Companies often want a master's degree. For fundamental science disciplines, companies usually want PhDs, and your research must align perfectly with their needs. At the job fair, I heard someone considering becoming a high school teacher after graduation. I genuinely advise all university students to visit job fairs early. It helps you quickly shift from a student mindset to reality and plan ahead.
In the video, this student from a top Chinese university is also facing the challenge of job hunting. It's graduation and job search season, and every year at this time, companies visit Chinese university campuses to find potential employees. The job market in 2024 is even more challenging, with most positions at job fairs requiring advanced degrees. Li Hai, a 2024 bachelor's graduate, told local media that she missed the autumn recruitment season because she was preparing for her graduate exams, so she was especially active during the spring recruitment. She checked the school website for new job postings daily and attended every recruitment fair related to her field. However, as the spring recruitment season is coming to an end, she is still empty-handed. Li Hai said, "So far, only one lead has reached the final interview stage, but neither the job content nor the salary is satisfactory. I've had very few responses to my applications, and many interviews felt like a formality. Traveling to interviews takes 3 hours round trip, and after waiting and going through the paperwork, I only spoke to the interviewer for a few minutes." On social media, users also shared their observations, noting, "The number of young people in flexible employment has surged because they can't find jobs. Everyone who can work should keep working. The economy is really tough this year. This is my 7th day setting up a stall, and I still haven't had any customers. Running a stall is hard. Not only do you need a good attitude, but you also have to keep at it constantly. My inconsistent efforts mean things are getting worse every day. I regret starting this stall. It takes a lot of time and effort, and it doesn't bring me money. Today, I was even chased away by the property management. Making money is so hard. I'm freezing, earning 40 and losing 50. Are any of you still sticking with your stalls?"
2024年的失业潮有多可怕？
The 2024 unemployment wave is frightening. Firstly, all companies are trying to cut costs, and some have laid off up to 70% of their employees. Getting laid off is bad, but it's worse when companies cut salaries and performance bonuses to force you to quit, leading to a job market flooded with job seekers but fewer job opportunities, creating a supply-demand imbalance. Secondly, the government stopped publishing unemployment statistics last October, officially stating it's because many are in flexible employment, but the reality is clear. On average, 1 in 3 adults is unemployed. This year, I've often been asked by friends if they can get a loan to start a business because they can't find jobs. More young people are selling goods on the streets. In my old neighborhood, there are 10 stalls in a 100-meter street, mostly run by people born in the 90s and 2000s, selling skewers and fried rice because of low costs and lack of job opportunities. These phenomena indirectly reflect that China's unemployment rate has reached its highest level since the 1990s. In 2023, there were 11.6 million college graduates in China, an increase of 820,000 compared to 2022. The number is expected to reach 11.8 million in 2024, setting a new record. This unprecedented influx of graduates puts immense pressure on the job market, with a significant portion of students facing the prospect of unemployment upon graduation. In terms of recruitment, companies have drastically reduced their hiring needs, and base salaries have also declined. For instance, in the past, many companies offered a base salary of around 3,500 yuan for sales positions to university graduates. Now, this base salary has dropped by nearly 30% to around 2,500 yuan. Moreover, these jobs often require working 6 days a week with constant overtime. Such pay and conditions make it hard to survive in first and second-tier cities, and even in third and fourth-tier cities. Despite this, young people dare not quit their jobs hastily. They endure immense pressure to keep working because of the severe job market condition. If they leave, someone else will quickly take their place. Having a job is considered fortunate. Many young people in their prime job hunting years deplete their savings and accept unpaid internships, yet still struggle to find employment. Recent data from the Chinese government shows that in March, the urban unemployment rate for youth aged 16 to 24, excluding students, was 15.3%, the same as February. The unemployment rate for those aged 25 to 29 rose to 7.2%. However, given the government's tendency to conceal unfavorable information, the true unemployment rate in China is likely much higher than the official figures indicate. An article from The Economist on April 18th indicated that the plight of Chinese graduates might be much worse than previously thought. By analyzing census data and statistical yearbooks, it's estimated that over a third of young graduates in China may be facing unemployment. The true extent of the issue remains unclear. Youth unemployment rates largely reflect the employment situation of university graduates. These graduates are considered the cream of the crop, and their employment status is a sensitive indicator of economic development. If university graduates are unable to find jobs and many end up joining the ranks of delivery workers, it signifies an increasing risk of long-term economic decline. The persistent lack of economic recovery in China has led to widespread pessimism and discouragement among its citizens. Recently, a 2024 misery ranking has gone viral on Weibo. Level 1. Unemployed. Level 2. Unemployed plus no savings. Level 3. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage. Level 4. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage plus raising children. Level 5. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage plus raising children plus debt collectors. Level 7. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage plus raising children plus debt collectors plus illness. Level 8. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage plus raising children plus debt collectors plus illness plus parents' illness. Level 9. Unemployed plus no savings plus mortgage plus raising children plus debt collectors plus illness plus parents' illness plus house foreclosure. The ranking resonated with many netizens, prompting some to add their own categories. Level 10 equals Level 9 plus house prices dropped by half. Level 11 is Level 10 plus the house is left unfinished. One netizen remarked that they had thought their unemployment was already tragic, but after seeing the 2024 misery ranking, they realized that being unemployed was actually the least severe level of misery for 2024. With the collapse of the real estate market leading to massive debt for countless families, the unemployment issue further exacerbates the situation for households, especially as young and middle-aged people are the primary breadwinners. These young people feel like they're heading towards an abyss. The social media personality Afu Dai from Hefei Anhui updates his videos almost daily, sharing the hardships of his and his family's life. Born in 1997, he graduated with a bachelor's degree from Chaohu University in 2020, majoring in finance. Despite his finance degree, he did not pursue a career in the financial industry after graduation. Instead, he worked in sales and took on various jobs unrelated to finance. Nearly 4 years after graduating, he has not saved any money and is instead deeply in debt. On May 10th, he shared that he has been unemployed for over a year with no stable income, relying on jobs to make ends meet. The pressure is immense and he has to cover substantial mortgage and car loans, support his child, and repay online loans. He said, "I really don't know what to do anymore. It feels like I'm walking step by step towards an abyss. I only have a little over 100 yuan left, and that too is borrowed from online loans. I'm under a lot of stress every day, working 15 hours just to barely survive. The money I earn is not enough to cover our expenses. The entire family depends on my income alone. I'm overwhelmed and embarrassed to ask our parents for help because their financial situation is also tight." He mentioned that his child is only a few months old, and his wife stays home to take care of the baby. The expenses for raising a child are significant, costing over 6,000 yuan this month alone. Items like baby formula, diapers, and other supplies cost around 2,000 to 3,000 yuan, with additional expenses for items like a crib. On the evening of May 10th, he shared that he worked from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., earning 500 yuan. He was so busy that he didn't have time to eat all day, and his hunger caused stomach pain. At 11 p.m., he bought a 10 yuan plate of fried noodles at a night market. He said, "I never imagined it would be this hard to make money this year. Sometimes I need a helper for my odd jobs, so I bring my wife along while my mother-in-law watches our child." He said he tried to find a stable job, but the pay was low, making odd jobs more profitable. If he hadn't bought a house, the pressure of raising a child wouldn't be as overwhelming. The mortgage payments are too burdensome, and he deeply regrets buying the house. On April 8th, he revealed in a video that his mortgage was overdue, and he received a debt collection message from the bank. High youth unemployment is no longer just a crisis for the young. Even senior professionals with years of work experience are not spared. For example, on May 6th, a programmer named Liu from Guangdong posted a video stating that he had been unemployed for 4 months and 2 days. During this time, he applied to several subsidiaries of Tencent, but did not pass the interviews. After the Lunar New Year, he sent his resume to companies in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Chengdu. While he secured some interviews, he failed either in the first or second rounds. By the end of March and into April, Liu found that interview opportunities were dwindling. He said, "Even if you perform well, many companies just don't follow up after the interview. Many companies are looking for all-around tech experts, which often doesn't match the job requirements advertised." On May 11th, Liu posted another video, expressing that after being unemployed for 4 or 5 months, he felt the need to take on short-term jobs. For instance, working 3 to 4 hours in the evening or in the late afternoon would allow him to have time to study, apply for jobs, and attend interviews the next day. He advised against heavy manual labor like sorting packages, as these jobs typically require at least a month's commitment and are physically exhausting. If you work a night shift and have an interview the next day, and if you pass that interview but haven't completed a month at the sorting job, you might not get paid. People don't understand the struggles of those making a living through hard work. If he doesn't find a job after 5 months of unemployment, it would indicate that the programmer job market is indeed bleak. He paid 1 month's rent last month, but if he remains jobless, he won't continue renting and will return to his hometown to find work. He said, "I'll find any job to survive, cut all unnecessary expenses, and save every penny." For years, the Chinese Communist Party's erratic policies, excessive control, and unfulfilled reform promises have led the Chinese economy into a dead end of weak economic demand and slowed growth. Media reports indicate that China faces at least 8 major economic challenges: a sluggish real estate market, weak consumer spending, deflation, high debt levels, a declining labor force, withdrawal of foreign investments, trade barriers, and economic slowdown. China exemplifies a wealthy country with impoverished citizens because the government not only occupies land resources, but also siphons off the people's earnings. In recent years, numerous financial scams have plagued China, stock market manipulations have hurt investors, and real estate has become one of the most exploitative sectors globally. Living in China, one has no rights. A lifetime of hard work often ends in exploitation. It seems that at some point, the Chinese people collectively realized that they don't want to be chives for the harvest, a metaphor for being perpetually exploited. They decided to lie flat, a term that has spread among young people, meaning to reject the traditional paths of buying property, marrying, and having children. This philosophy aims to maintain a minimal standard of living, refusing to become machines for others' profit or exploited like slaves. Although the government has cracked down on this lying flat trend, it has quickly gained traction among the youth. A 29-year-old named Liu Yi expressed the despair of this generation. "I am really lost now. How do we get through these days? I don't dare to buy a house, have kids, or pay for Social Security. My money devalues in the bank. What else can you do but lie flat?" Young people, being the most active thinkers and the primary workforce, if persistently demoralized, will inevitably exert immense pressure on social stability and the CCP regime. In March of this year, a senior research fellow at the Stanford Center on China's Economy and Institutions discussed the deteriorating Chinese economy in an interview. He believes that the CCP has undermined the economy out of fear of a color revolution abroad and peaceful evolution at home. Hence, the CCP suppresses the private economy at all costs to maintain its grip on power.